Hi, how are you today? I'm starting a new diamond painting and basically telling you everything I know about diamond painting that I can pack into this video so you can follow along and start working on your own diamond painting or just watch and relax. There will be a no talking version up later if you prefer that. And most of my other diamond painting videos have no talking in them. This is one of the diamond painting kits that were sent to me by gbfke.com a couple of years ago for a video, so I unboxed it then. Diamond paintings often arrive rolled, so the canvas is greased. I usually press them under heavy books overnight to flatten out the canvas. And then it's time to kit up the new diamond painting. I've tried multiple ways to store the beads. Plastic jars with lids so the beads don't spill easily. Fishing lure storage boxes that just have compartments for the different colored beads, but the beads are a bit harder to get out of the compartments. The Ziploc bags that sometimes come with a diamond painting set, and my own DIY storage solution, which is repurposing used and washed food containers like plastic lids and sauce containers. And these ones are cosmetics jars with lids. So let's get the beads out of the packaging. I'm already using most of my jars for different diamond painting kits, so I'm gonna have to combine whatever empty jars I could find for this painting. And I also noticed I have leftover beads from old kits or beads from other ongoing paintings of the same colors as in this kit, so I'm just gonna add the beads from this kit to those jars with the old beads of the same color. Just make sure you don't mix round and square beads together. I've only done one square drill diamond painting, so I mostly have round ones like in this painting. Let's start by cutting the individual bags open. Now, you see we might have multiple bags of the same color, like here I have multiple bags of white beads. And there's a universal color code on the back. You could write the codes directly on the jars, but I'm gonna write them on little pieces of masking tape with a permanent marker. So I'll just go through all the bags and write down the numbers. And then let's cut out the pieces and tape them onto the lids or the sides of the jars if they don't have lids. and I'll put the jars in these plastic lunch boxes or food containers. Now let's pour the beads in the jars with the corresponding codes. If the jar is too small, I'll just leave the rest of the beads of that color in the plastic bags for now. Oops. If you spill your beads, one way to easily lift them from the desk is just by pressing your palm or your finger on the beads, and they'll usually stick to your hand, and you can just drop them into the container. Sometimes the bead bags that come with the kit have hitchhikers or stowaways in them. They're just extra beads of the wrong color. So I have an orange bead here with all the green ones. You can fish them out with tweezers. Tweezers don't come with all the sets though. I didn't get tweezers with this kit, but I have a couple of them from earlier sets. They're similar to just regular tweezers, but with a more narrow tip. If you spill a lot of beads, it might be easier to load them onto a tray and pour them in the jar with the tray. Just a few more colors left, and then we can start diamond painting. Now there isn't enough space on the canvas for those long universal color codes, so the canvas will have one letter or one character codes, and there's this chart on the edge of the canvas showing you which pack of beads each of the characters correspond to. Often this chart will have 3 columns, and one of them is those universal color codes. But in this case, they're using only the number of the pack in this kit. The kit has 14 different colored packs, so we have a problem since we numbered the jars with the universal DMC color codes. Whoops. But it's okay, I kept the original plastic bags, so we can still check which number corresponds to which jar of beads. Plus, this painting doesn't have a huge number of different colored beads anyway, so you can kind of just check that Okay, it's the yellow one or the light blue one or the darker green, and you don't need to look at the codes anyway. So the set came with a pen tool and a piece of wax. You might get a pen tool that has a multi-applicator in the other end that you can use to attach a row of 4 beads or even more depending on the tool at a time. Remember to peel off the plastic from the wax before pressing the pen tool in the wax. And then you can place the plastic back to keep the wax clean. Your kit comes with at least one tray. I have multiple from other diamond painting kits, and it might be useful to have multiple because then you can work with multiple colors without having to keep pouring the beads in and out of the same tray. And I like it for filming purposes. So when you pour the beads on the tray, you need to shake it to align the beads. The canvas has a sticky glue on it to make the beads stick to it, and there's a plastic cover protecting it. If you peel off the whole plastic cover from the canvas, you'll get all kinds of things stuck to it all the time. So it's better to work in sections and cut the plastic so you can peel off just that one section at a time. It's best to start from a corner. I'm right-handed and I'm starting from the top left and working my way down and then to the right. Except that the canvas is upside down for me so that it would be the right way for you. So I'm actually starting from the bottom right and working my way up. But anyway, this way it's easier to not get anything else stuck to the glue. I'm not cutting the section of the plastic off completely yet. I'm just holding it down by placing the tray over it. And then once I've finished the section and I'm putting the diamond painting away, I'm gonna cut the piece of plastic off where it's not needed anymore. If you spill or drop beads in the glue, you can get the tweezers out and pick up the beads. They can be difficult to get out using just your fingers. There are a few different ways to fill large solid color areas. You could use the single applicator end of the pen tool and fill in every spot in order. But the line of beads might eventually get crooked this way. Or you could use the multi-applicator end if it came with your pen tool or you bought one separately. There are ones that can pick up even 9 beads at a time. The problem I've found with this one is that the beads might get crooked this way too, and I often end up having to shift them around individually afterwards, so it doesn't necessarily end up saving any time either. Also, I found using this end of the tool hit and miss for ASMR purposes. Sometimes it makes a sound, but often it makes no sound. So I usually avoid using the multi-applicator in my videos. The third option is the checkerboard method, where you fill in every other slot first, trying to place them correctly, and once you've done that for the area you chose, you start filling in the gaps, and now you can do it faster because you have a kind of a grid or a scaffold ready to follow that will force the new bead in the correct place. So you're less likely to get very crooked lines. This might work even better for square beads, because with round beads there's still some wiggle room left, but I don't see why you couldn't use it for round beads like this too, even though I got a comment once saying that the checkerboard method is only for square beads. Another comment I got more recently that I thought was funny was someone saying that you need to buy more expensive diamond painting kits if you want to make diamond painting ASMR videos, because they have better quality wax that makes better sounds. I mean, I can see other reasons for buying the more expensive kits, like the fact that you could be sure the artist of the original image is getting paid, because they have the name of the artist in the listing. Since with cheaper kits you don't necessarily know where the images they're using came from. And if I ask diamond painting shops that contact me about whether they are using legally licensed images, they'll either say yes, but how do you confirm that? Or they'll ghost me and never reply again. Another reason is that with a cheaper kit you might not get the correct number of all colors of drills, and you wouldn't be able to finish your diamond painting without getting extras. But I've never had this issue with the kits I've used. I always have leftover drills of every color after finishing a diamond painting. But I don't think the wax would be a valid reason. The wax isn't even what creates the sounds, right? It's actually the bead sticking to the glue adhesive on the canvas. One thing I will say I've noticed affecting the sounds, besides the multi-applicator, is that I did mess up with the plastic cover for a few diamond painting canvases. I took off the cover to take better photos of the canvases to use for thumbnail photos for videos. And then I guess I placed them back the wrong way down and they stuck to the canvas a lot harder, and peeling off the cover again was more difficult. And after peeling parts off as I progressed with the diamond paintings, the plastic cover must have peeled off some of the glue from the canvas, and some areas in those canvases don't produce as much sticky noises with the beads anymore. I didn't do it with this canvas luckily, so we get more sounds now. And by the way, there is a liquid glue you can buy to fix up the adhesive on the canvas, or to make your own DIY diamond painting canvas. And one point is that the cheap online shops will push down the shipping costs by sending the kits with as little protection as possible. And then the canvases usually arrive wrinkled after being roughly handled into shipping. For me, it really depends on what kind of a diamond painting product it is, whether I mind it getting wrinkled or not. I once got a diamond painting notebook that was shipped with no sturdy backing and it arrived bent, and I wasn't happy with that because you can't unbend it. But with canvases you can always flatten it under heavy books and stretch it once it's finished. But I guess the point was, don't be bullied into needing to have a certain brand of supplies if you want to create videos about arts and crafts, just because one person says so. I was supposed to tell you the basics about diamond painting, but somehow this turned into talking about making diamond painting videos. So we finished the white in this little area. Let's pour it back and move on to another color. Since I have the multiple trays, I could have just used a different tray, but let's pretend we only have the one tray that came with this set. Let's do the orange next. The symbol is number 4, and from the table we can see that it's also drill back number 4. Or your table chart might show the universal code for that color of a bead. That would be the longer series of numbers. In this case, that figure is 740. Let's shake the tray to spread the beads and turn them the right way around and paint the orange slots. If it's a small painting, you could do just one color at a time instead of a small section at a time, like this. But be aware that you're going to get something stuck to the glue if you peel off the whole plastic cover at once. Your sleeve, your hand, your hair, or just dust. Or you'll knock over the tray and get a pile of beads stuck on the canvas in the wrong places. That has happened to me before. But you could definitely do a bigger section than this in one sitting. Let's do the green ones next. So number 9 corresponds to 906, and that's A on the canvas. Let's do that one first. Give it a little shake and use the single drill applicator. Put this away and let's do the other green next. Oops, let's get that. Now let's do the black. We don't even need to check the symbol because there's only one black shade in this kit. I'm just testing to see if this part is covered by the plastic, and we are done with the black now. few more colors left. There's blue, great, I can't close this. Okay, a few pinks. And now we can change the color again. Last one. If I only need a few beads of a certain color, I might not bother with the tray, but just use the lid of the jar as a tray. Once you finish the section, you can cut the excess plastic cover so it's not flopping around. And this step is optional, but I got this painting rolling pin as an extra gift with a LED light pad. It's used to press down the beads to the glue on the canvas, in case some of them didn't attach properly. I haven't used this much yet. Let's just arrange the little jars in these containers so they're ready for the next time. If you want to get to choose which diamond painting I start next, watch this video that's on the screen. Thanks for joining me in kitting up this diamond painting.